Okay, I am now going to bring in Tzvi from Timber.AI. I see you in there, Tzvi, and now you're in the live stream. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, nice to meet
Thanks
you.
for inviting us. I am Tzvi. I am Chief Strategy Officer of Timber AI. And thank you also to Thomas and Francois, who are doing a tremendous job organizing the conference. So why do we need an SQL knowledge graph? This is the question. First, some background. If we take a look at the timeline of the database market, we can see that it took about 20 years for relational databases to reach widespread use, counting from the late 70s when IBM's Jacob invented the SQL. By the early 2000s, when the Semantic Web Initiative was born, relational databases had gained a market share of about 80%. What has happened since then? Companies have developed very clever and powerful solutions that enable connected data and are used for knowledge representation in general. And after 20 years of effort to develop this market, the adoption of these solutions is no more than 8% market share, where relational databases are still close to 80%. So we ask ourselves why? Why haven't the NoSQL solutions grabbed a more significant share of the market? In our view, in Timber's AI's view, the answer to this question is because of the high barriers to entry. The idea of our company, Timber AI, started exactly because of these barriers that made it very difficult for us to implement semantic technologies in large organizations. So the SQL knowledge graph is our solution to bring knowledge representation from to the SQL world and eliminate these barriers to entry.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you for sharing. And is so for your talk, is that what people can expect to hear? Is how do you basically reduce those barriers to entry?
Exactly. We are going to make a demo of the Timber solution, and we are going to show how we implement the semantic web principles in standard SQL as a virtual layer, and we turn any database into knowledge graph.
Got it.
By enabling ontologies in SQL, Timbers delivers the fastest and the easiest implementation of semantic reasoning and knowledge graph features in the market. We are the fastest. No OWL expertise is required. No need to learn new query languages. No need to change backend data stores. No ETL operations, and no retraining of IT personnel. In addition, and very importantly, Timber seamlessly connects to any BI tool, and the ontology is queryable in SQL, Apache Spark, Python, and R. So for large established organizations with big investments in relational infrastructure, Timber is a no-risk solution to integrate big data and silos of information and convert data catalogs and data governance tools into ontologies connected to the data and queryable in standard SQL. And just to finish, as a recent example of how fast and easy it is to implement Timber, it took us only about 2 weeks to implement and start using Israel's COVID-19 knowledge graph that gathers all public available data sources comprising close to 200 tables and modeling an ontology of dozens of concepts that is currently being used by dozens of analysts and data scientists in Israel to generate insights to help fight COVID-19. So thank you very much, and see you at the conference.
Yes, all right. Thank you so much, Tzvi. Thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned that you built this COVID-19 knowledge graph for Israel. Is that being used currently by the government?
Of course, yes.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you again for sharing, and I hope people go ahead and check out your speech at the conference.
Thank you very much.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our next